It has been a long road back to the Champions League for Juan Foyth. The 21-year-old Tottenham defender was taken out of the club's European squad almost a year ago, having only played once in European competition, the Dead Rubber Champions League game against Apoel Nicosia at Wembley. However, Mousa Dembele's exit to China and Spurs' lack of transfer spending meant Foyth was brought back into the squad after some impressive Premier League appearances, and he was put straight into the first lineup as Tottenham took on Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League last 16. We kept a close eye on Foyth as he played on the right-hand side of a back three, as he was often matched up against Christian Pulisic. Here's what he got up to, plus our verdict at the end. 15 minutes. Foyth made a good interception in only the second minute, cutting out a Dortmund attack down their left. He then span in between two Dortmund attackers and got away and passed across the pitch to Harry Winks and had the Spurs fans cheering. He got put in a tough spot again thanks to a Sanchez pass on 15 minutes and lost the ball to Christian Pulisic as two players once again converged on him. Hugo Lloris saved the American's shot though. 16:30. Foyth lost the ball in the Dortmund half on a dribble. However, he did make an important last-gasp interception in the Spurs box on 20 minutes to stop a low cross from reaching its target in the 6-yard box. The three centre-backs played a series of passes between each other on 27 minutes, without any options up front, before Foyth took charge and tried to ping a diagonal cross-field ball which was over the head of Jan Vertonghen. 31:45. The young defender chipped a good ball down the flank on 31 minutes into the path of Son Heung-min, but the South Korean star ran the ball out of play. On 33 minutes he played a good 1-2 with Serge Aurier before picking out Christian Eriksen on the edge of the box, but the Dane shot over the crossbar. His final action of the half saw him leap with Dan-Axel Zagadou, and the Dortmund defender's header bounced off his head and towards goal, but Lloris pushed it away. 45-60. The Argentine dealt well twice with the threat of Pulisic down his side during the early stages of the second half, shielding the ball from the USA international and spinning to safety, growing more and more comfortable in dealing with the midfielder who will play for Chelsea next season. 61-75. Foyth got on the end of a deep Spurs corner and managed to head it back into the box, but it was cleared. On 67 minutes he almost picked out Son with another lofted pass down the right flank which was headed out on the run by Zagadou. On 71 minutes he came across and helped out Aurier by dispossessing Pulisic and took a whack with it. A minute later he made an important interception in the box to deny the same player. 76-90. The centre-back continued to defend solidly in the game's final 15 minutes, using the ball well and intercepting any attempt at a desperate Dortmund attack in search of an away goal. He did not let them pass. He continued to have Pulisic in his pocket, using his strength to keep the American out and his ability on the ball to take the ball away from him. Verdict: there were two moments in the first half that summed up where Juan Foyth is right now. In both instances he was put into tough spots by passes by Davinson and Sanchez. In the first situation, under pressure from two Dortmund players he span around Mousa Dembele style in between and drove away, playing a pinpoint ball in between two other players to Harry Winks. The crowd roared their approval at the silky skills of the young defender who told Football London last week that he had been an attacking midfielder in Estudiantes Academy until the age of 16. A couple of minutes later at Wembley, Foyth tried a similar move and was caught out, gifting an opportunity to Christian Pulisic, who he lunged out and almost caught for a penalty. Thankfully for the 20-year-old Argentine, he didn't, and Lloris was on hand to deny the American and bail his young teammate out. What impressed the most about Foyth from then on was that he did not let that affect him. He kept playing his game, mopping up at the back, having Pulisic in his pocket for the second half, driving forward and linking up with Aurier in the midfield. Alderweireld and Sanchez both seemed to trust his use of the ball as they kept passing the ball his way when it was played among the back three. Lucas Moura's signing had left Pochettino with the painful decision a year ago to cut Foyth from the European squad due to the club's excessive foreign player numbers. Almost a year later, and not only was Foyth put back into the squad after Dembele's departure to China, but he was starting the very next match. I asked Pochettino if the young defender's performance had justified that decision. After 3-0, it's easy to say yes, but it's the same as Kyle Walker-Peters playing in a decisive game in Barcelona, said the Spurs manager. The most important thing is when we feel something, when we believe the player deserves to play. It's not important the name, the experience is not important. It's not important if they're a 20 or 30-year-old. In our job, the most important thing is to be fair in your decision. To feel or have some idea, knowledge about how they can behave. He added, "I'm so happy for Juan. He was fantastic today." Of course, he still needs to improve and learn. He's so brave, braver than you expect, braver than the people expect. The first action was unbelievable, the people were pushing him, and then he made a few mistakes because he wanted to play. But I prefer players who make mistakes trying to play. I was a completely different type of centre-back, not with his quality. I love the players taking risks who are brave like he is. Watching Foyth and Sanchez playing alongside each other, albeit in a back three, perhaps gave Tottenham fans a glimpse of the future. The 21 and 22-year-old could be the club's long-term central defensive partnership, and Pochettino has high hopes for both. Keep up to date with the latest Tottenham Hotspur news, features and exclusives from football. London via our free WhatsApp service. Text news to 07776197989 and then add the number to your phone contacts book as Spurs.London, case sensitive, with spaces, to receive daily updates and breaking news from Alasdair Gold and the team on Spurs. Your phone number won't be shared with any other members of the group. Click here for more information on the service.